So if you think your pet's food is giving them everything they need
Oh gosh, yeah.
to thrive,
Oh boy.
right? You got to think again.
Are we
Uh,
talking about humans? Because it's almost going to be the exact
Same
same thing.
thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but we rarely think of it for our pets. We just
So we give them the same exact food
scoop the
every day of their
food
life.
and dump it in.
Every day of their life, we give them the exact same food.
Yes,
Ultra processed for the most part.
yes.
Unknown contaminants,
All the
unknown
above.
purity,
All the
unknown
above.
potency, unknown everything.
Yep.
Ultra processed foods.
Yep. So most of our pet foods today are leaving our furry family nutrient deprived,
Yeah.
nutrient deficient, vulnerable for disease, sickness, aches, pains, and some of the effects may already be showing. If these sound familiar to you. So
I feel like a shift is underway though in the pet space, just like there is in the human space, where
there's a shift.
there's
It's
new brands coming online that are
yes, yes.
whether they're calling themselves raw kibble or raw food diet and different things of that nature.
Right. But even going into that, that's exactly where I was going next. Even if you think you're feeding your pet like this premium brand,
Right.
which I mean, I feel like we do. We feel that way. But it's the same thing for us, right? So if we're choosing our organic whole foods and doing everything that we can, we think we're safe. But our soil is not as nutrient dense as it once was. And this is the same exact thing for pet food. Not to mention, like you talked about, the ultra process and things that further degrade our nutrients, and then they just sit on shelves and sit in bags and
They
sit
can
in
sit on shelves because they're loaded with preservative.
right, right,
And their heats they're basically been cooked at such high temperatures. I mean, it's basically burnt pebbles,
yeah,
burnt kibble. So we'll get into that. Let's talk a little bit
yeah,
about that though, and what drives these nutrient gaps that we're seeing in pets.
right. And what some of these symptoms can be,
Sure.
right? So, I mean, some of the symptoms they're also similar to symptoms we might
Yeah,
have.
sure.
Low energy, lethargic. Like maybe you chalk it up to age, just like we can say to us, oh, well, I'm just getting older. That's why I'm so tired. It doesn't have to be that case. A dull coat, dry
Yeah, skin
skin,
and coat can show a lot.
excess shedding,
Yep.
poor digestion, gas, bloating, and joint stiffness, slower mobility, the itchy skin. A lot of dogs, are very, very itchy, and sometimes we just shove it off to allergies, right? And maybe put them on some medication, which further depletes their nutrients, right? And it is such a common theme here, and you guys have heard us talk every single time we talk about the same stuff pertaining to humans. This is the same thing pertaining to our pets, but one major difference here is they can't talk to us. They're not going to tell us their tummy hurts or they feel gassy or a little bloated, a little tired today. They're not going to communicate this, right? We need to be their advocates. We need to be the ones doing this, not just going to the store and finding the cheapest bag of dog food because we got a dog and we got to feed the dog. This is our family. These are our little furry
For
children.
extension, absolutely.
They definitely are. So and they don't have as long of lives as we do, as humans, obviously. So we want to really extend that the longest that we can. It's super important. So here we are today with our LiveGood organic pet multivitamin, and I know a lot of you have really been waiting for this one. So have we, because we've been spending quite a lot more on our pet multivitamin that we were giving our dogs. Not to mention this blows it out of the water, and we're going to go into all the details. But I want you to think about this as pet owners, and I'm really referring to dogs and cats for this one. This is the missing piece to the puzzle. Instead of first jumping to go to the vet and say something about that inflammatory reaction, like I said, I say itching because it's just very common. Their ears, their paws, their skin, their coat, which all becomes dry, similar to the same inflammatory response. Instead of going the route to let's go get them on some medication or some allergy pill, start with giving them the nutrients they need. Start with giving them a high quality food and putting the topper of a multivitamin on it. See what profound changes that it's going to have in your pet.
Well, let us also start as well. interject here that we are not veterinarians,
No.
right? We don't have any real experience in the vet hospital setting or veterinary clinics.
I always wanted to be a vet.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you're not making claim, you're trying to, it's what she's trying to say is often you'll see the vet practices are a lot like the human practices, where you go in, next thing you know, there's itching, there's inflammation of skin, next thing you know, they got Apoquel on board, and then after a very expensive series, they're searching for other options. So these are kind of the things that we've dealt with and heard about and see happening for ourselves, where and altering food, if we're doing the same food over and over and over again, and maybe you should try a different food, right? You should think about the nutrients that the dogs might be missing. The microbiome, like you were leading to with the gut issues, is such a critical component to this. If they're being fed the same exact highly ultra processed food every single day, that microbiome is pretty narrow. They're not getting a whole lot of diversity. And so we'll get into that a little bit, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we want to increase the digestive enzymes as well as the probiotics that we put in.
Yeah. So, I mean, the reason why I'm so excited about this, it's not just the price. It is the ingredients. Like I'm going to go through this with you, and I want, obviously, formulator, I want you to touch each one.
Yeah.
But it's USDA certified organic.
Right.
Okay. Right. Very, very hard to find that.
It is.
In a pet multivitamin. Very hard. Whole foods based vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, digestive enzymes. I mean, supports your immune system, your digestion, your coat or their coat,
right.
Joint health.
Right. And that's where the difference in like the food grade that the pet food uses, right? Because it's not suitable for human consumption because there's typically contaminants like heavy metals. There's pesticides, herbicides. They're not really testing for any of that stuff, right? So being able to present a whole food based multivitamin with other things that have the USDA certified organic as certification, as well as the heavy metal testing, the glyphosate testing, these things are important, and that's I think what we're ultimately trying to convey.
Right.
Is that the quality does matter in our furry friends.
Definitely, and this is very easy to use. It's a topper. You put it on their food. All the pets that we've tried it on,
unflavored, and it's
devour it.
They devour it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you don't have to worry. It's not a pill that you have to worry about now finding some way to get them to swallow the pill or chew or whatever. Just sprinkle it over their food. Depending on the weight of your pet will depend on how much you're using. For ours, we have large dogs, so it's 2 scoops per dog per day. So again, it's just all good, and the size, the weight directions are on it, so no questions there. So real quick, I'm going to run through what's in it, and then you just touch on it. So,
sure.
Okay, so we have our organic whole food vitamins. So our vitamin A, C, D, E, the B complex, guys,
B-complex.
Methylated.
Yep.
I mean, do you ever see that in multivitamins? Any vets out there? I did see that. We have a vet on here, so I'm curious what she sees. Certain organic superfood powders, digestive support, probiotic blend, added antioxidant and cellular support. All of this in here, not in a proprietary blend, right? Every single ingredient shows you the amount. Every single ingredient is a high enough dose to have a therapeutic benefit. So everything that we have done with our human grade LiveGood vitamins, we have done for our furry friends, right? There's no skimping here. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on someone, especially maybe like some of the organic super food powders like the spirulina, pumpkin, flaxseed.
Of
Good
course.
stuff.
Yeah, you covered the fact that we have all the A, B, C, D, and E's. If you notice, the organic vitamin D is a lichen based. And then of course it's a prebiotic fiber, which we really love because it promotes digestive health. It's pumpkin powder. You guys ever heard of pumpkin powder? We talked about with the anal glands, in pets, but really good because it's also both a soluble and an insoluble fiber. And we talked a lot about that when we launched the human fiber, right? Our organic fiber. How important it is to have both. It contains micronutrients and antioxidants. And again, I go back to the same thing about the human diet. Like one of the reasons why you always say, "Oh, let's promote the idea of eating different colored fruits and vegetables and different meats," because you want that wide array of phytonutrients that are antioxidants. They can help, of course, when the body has large amounts of reactive oxygen species, which are free radicals. That's the whole idea. That's one of the beliefs where that's a lot of the disease stems from. It's just an excessive load of these reactive oxygen species that can cause cellular damage, alter the protein, alter the DNA, and ultimately lead to some chronic diseases like cancer and other issues that are that affect our pets, of course.
100%. And you go to the pumpkin powder, just an example, we've had a few dogs over the years that have trouble with their anal glands. So we've always supplemented with just a little bit of pureed pumpkin on their food
Yeah.
to help with that. So
Yeah,
I'm
of
just
course.
like, it's in here. So like, just when you think we've thought of like every little angle that we could think about, nutrient wise
Yeah.
for the health of our pets.
One of the things that was holding us up too, I just want to mention this, was some of the delays we were having was the flaxseed. So the flaxseed is from Canada. It's an organic certified flaxseed that's standardized to the omega-3, omega-6 concentration. And that just means you know exactly how much of those omega-3s and omega-6 that you're getting as well. And obviously, as you'll see, we did a crude analysis, a guaranteed analysis of the macronutrient profile that's in there as well. So, that flaxseed in itself is awesome. That's a big deal. And again, going into the quality, the cost, the fact that we're able to bring it for the price point that we set it at is just insane.
Yeah, while you're saying price point, I'll just throw it out there, guys. So if you are a member, $14.95. And like I said, this can last you. I mean, it just depends on the weight of your dog. For some people with smaller pets, it will last more than a month. For us with larger pets, excuse me, it'll it's about half the time. Depends on also how many animals that you have. So I can't say like this is a 30-day supply because again, it depends. For some it's more, for some it's less, depending on that. And if you're not a member, although you should be, if you're not a member, retail price $19.95. So like, not that much of a difference, $5 more. But again, we were spending probably, I think it was $49 every, 10 days for the multivitamin that our dogs were on, because they're big and we have two of them.
Yeah, sure, of course.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a significant savings and a significant upgrade in the ingredients. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the omega-3s, we know, I hope you guys know by now how important they are for heart health, cardiovascular support, skin and coat, reduce inflammation. There's so many benefits, of course, the omega-3s.
Right.
Spirulina, we've talked about a lot. We're big fans of spirulina. You'll see it in our other product. Microalgae, very rich in nutrients, very rich in micronutrients. And again, antioxidants.
Yeah, and that natural detox support, right? It's just support. We're supporting their bodies.
And then going back to the gut health, one of the reasons why I like the apple cider vinegar can also help with the pH of the gut, improve digestion. So it's another great ingredient to have that most people probably wouldn't think of.
Right.
Kelp. We put in kelp, a lot of minerals. So there's a lot of trace minerals, trace elements, including iodine, which is also very good for your pets. Digestive enzyme blend. If you notice, I always break down exactly how much you are getting. So digestive enzyme blend. You also have your probiotic blend, which again, you'll see exactly how many. We not only do, we put the strain of the actual bacteria that's on there too. So trying to be super transparent about everything that's going on in there. And then CoQ10, like we talk about really a lot for heart health. It's highly concentrated in the heart tissue. It's a very potent antioxidant. It's involved in cellular health, cellular energy, and of course we know heart support is very important for. I think that's 19, not including each of the enzymes and each probiotic. That's 19 real factors involved in this thing.
Right.
And you talked about the suggested usage, 1 scoop. If it depends on, it's weight based. You guys will see that on the label. It'll be based on if it's a cat, if it's a dog, it's going to be weight based. And so far so good, right? So far so good with our dogs.
Yeah, and this formula goes way beyond basic vitamins. It's added so much more. We combined so many of the organic whole foods, essential fatty acids, probiotic support, enzymes. Like it just goes beyond it. It's the same thing as like, so you have a multivitamin for your dog, and then you have a probiotic for your dog, and then you have this, try to get as much as you can and see if, it's such a well-balanced formula.
It was tough because, and I know Ben and I talked about it a little bit back and forth, was how do we create, do we want to do an all-in-one, which I've never been a big fan of because you just don't have enough space
to get the proper dosing.
And then you sort of bombard the digestive system all at once with a lot of stuff. Hang on, guys. We're aware of the...
This was starting off.
Hang on one sec, guys.
Our streaming program was starting off dropping us today, so we were hoping we could get through, but we're almost done.
There we are.
Okay,
But
almost done.
anyway, we're talking about an all-in-one, like, and it's just not a good choice, right? Like, and there's a lot of different areas we could pursue. And to be honest with you, this launch is the start of our pet market. So you guys are going to see more things develop outside of this. And you know, I would love to hear some feedback from you guys on what you're currently for your pets, what pet support you need. Obviously, joint hip support is a big one for us. Heart health is really important. We covered it a little bit here, but we probably could do a dedicated heart supplement. Skin and coat, we covered it here, but maybe we could do something that's a little more dedicated. I'm just saying that this overall, like you said, is well-rounded.
Yes.
It's a very high, what does Nodder usually say? He says value. It's a very high value. There's a lot of value packed into this.
And the fact that it's
product.
$14.95.
Right, and the fact that you got, and it's flavored good, it's certified organic, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about this product.
Yeah, addresses the nutrient gaps, digestion, immune health, skin, coat, mobility, overall vitality, guys. So if you have a pet, or your neighbor has a pet, or anybody you know has a pet, grab this today. Your furry friends will thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. And the allergies too, the pumpkin and ice, and well, you guys can email me directly if you guys have any questions related to that. Again, we're not veterinarians. We're just doing the best we can on the dietary supplement side. We recognize that pets also have the significant nutrient needs that are different from humans. We recognize they are different from human, and we're just trying to help. We're just trying to help fill in those gaps.
Yeah, and buy it, take it to your next vet appointment. Take it with you when you take your pet, and hear what they say.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're going next month to ours, so we're going to bring it with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I can already see a lot of questions coming in that we'll probably just defer to email. But, why is there no glucosamine in it? Kind of just talked about the joint support. Glucosamine is really dirt cheap. It's mostly synthetic. If you want to use glucosamine, you can find it on your own at very low prices. We didn't think it was.
And like we said, we can't get it all in one.
Can't put it all in one.
But more to come.
Let's see. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all the feedback for Pumpkin. Dr. Mark, thank you. Obviously, blood work's important for your pets too. Be nice if that was
your routine appointments. Yeah, awesome.
Cool, guys. It was a great turnout. Appreciate everybody supporting, jumping on.
I saw the question, are there any age limitations? I would say that's a great question for your vet.
Yeah.
But also knowing that there's the weight changes. So obviously if you have, a puppy's going to be much smaller than a full-grown dog, whatever breed it is. So, you just adjust accordingly.
Shelly Johnson. Shelly, right here. Shelly, we have 2 Danes. Danes are known to have many issues. Your openness helps them both live healthy, longer lives. Hi, Shelly. Please email us if you can, because we are also about to embark on a
Great Dane, but it's a secret.
That's a secret.
Our kids don't know.
That's a secret. So we already have 2 large dogs. We have Rhodesian Ridgebacks. So you'll see those in the videos here soon. I'm going to make a couple videos with our dogs.
Yeah, awesome. Any further questions, guys? You always know how to reach us. Best to email me. And if it's something specific for Dr. Ryan, we can talk together. That's the quickest way to get your answer.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And I'm excited for you guys to try this for your pets and give us the feedback. Share some videos of your dog or cat eating it.
Please do. Please do.
Because remember,
you guys with your pets.
Yeah, they can't talk, so you guys have to talk for them. All right, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.